What's up guys, Barney here with another TV show review. Today's review will be on a 2004 Cartoon Network series, and this show is called Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends is an American animated television series created by Craig McCracken for Cartoon Network. It was produced by Cartoon Network Studios as the network's first show animated primarily with Adobe Flash, which was done in Ireland by Boulder Media. Set in a world in which imaginary friends coexist with humans, it centers on a boy named Mac who is pressured by his mother to abandon his imaginary friend Blue. After the duo discover an orphanage dedicated to housing abandoned imaginary friends, Blue moves into the home and is kept from adoption as long as Mac visits him daily at exactly 4 p.m. The episodes revolve around Mac and Blue as they interact with other imaginary friends and house staff and live out their day-to-day adventures, often getting caught up in various predicaments. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends got 6 seasons. McCracken conceived the series after adopting 2 dogs from an animal shelter and applying the concept to imaginary friends. The series first premiered on Cartoon Network on August 13, 2004, as a 90-minute television film. On August 20th, it began its normal run of 20 to 30-minute episodes on Fridays, at 7 p.m. The series finished its run on May 3, 2009, with a total of 6 seasons. In the series' premiere episode, a young boy named Mac is pressured by his mother to abandon his imaginary friend Blue, since she believes that he is too old to keep him. Blue sees an advertisement on television about Foster's Home and tells Mac, who takes him there, only to find out the home is an orphanage and if Blue were to reside there, he would be available to be adopted by another child. Mac then bargains with Frankie, Harriman and Madam Foster and they agree to guard Blue from adoption so long as Mac continues to visit the center daily. During the series, Mac visits the home every day after school. The show focuses on the escapades experienced by the mischievous Blue, Mac, and the array of eccentric, colorful characters inhabiting Foster's, and the obstacles with which they are challenged. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends was the best show on Cartoon Network. This show was on back in the day when Cartoon Network made the best cartoons. These days Cartoon Network does not make any great shows like they used to. Stuff like Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Foster's Home, Dexter's Lab, Johnny Bravo, the Powerpuff Girls shows like that for example were the best things Cartoon Network created. These days their cartoons suck. I quit watching Cartoon Network because all their cartoons are boring and not funny in the slightest. I watch Boomerang where I can watch the old school Cartoon Network. Boomerang shows Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Dexter's Lab, Courage the Cowardly Dog, all that great stuff. And until Cartoon Network goes back to their roots and remembers that all those cartoons were worth watching, then I'm sticking to Boomerang. And Hulu Plus Live TV as of right now has all the seasons of Foster's Home available to watch. I have been on Hulu watching all the Foster's Home episodes in order. Never watched it during my childhood as I find it to be weird and less appealing for me. Big fan of action, monsters and transformations animation, so I wasn't into comedic releases. I didn't watched it but the intro song stuck in my head and highly nostalgic for me. Now that I'm open to every genre, I gave it a chance and I don't regret binge watching the whole 6 seasons and the movie. Trust me, worth every seconds that I spent. It's funny, adventurous and sometimes very sentimental. Simple but great sound effect AMD scores. Big fan of the animation style and the characters' design, very unique and memorable. Perfect voice castings especially for Blue, very memorable and nostalgic. TBH I found myself wanted it more after season 6. The last episode of the series was everything and I didn't want it to end. Why it rocks. Great flash animation, creative designs for the imaginary friends, catchy theme song. Mac and Blue are very likable and memorable characters. The other characters are very good, such as Wilt, Eduardo and Frankie. Pays homage to pop culture, such as in their episode titles. Story Wars is a homage to Star Wars. It provides the talents of Candy Milo, Phil Lamar, Gray Delisle, Tom Kenny and Tara Strong, who did an awesome portrayal as a deep-voiced teenage boy that it was highly convincing. Funny moments, such as the It's Hot in Topeka scene in Squeeze the Day. The series finale, Goodbye to Blue was a decent send-off to the series, depending on your view. The TV movie, Good Will Hunting, is very good as it reveals Wilt's tragic backstory. The second TV movie, Destination, Imagination, is also great as it involves the gang encountering a mentally unstable imaginary friend who refuses to let Frankie leave the pocket dimension that he created. This place is so special and I love the movie too. I love Coco. She's got the coolest ability. Wilt is such a nice guy, so positive with his recovery of his arm injury. Blue is that cool funny friend. He will distract you until you fail your biology class. Thinks he's the main character. There's a rabbit butler who freaking sucks. I dislike him. I get a literal pit in my stomach when he shows up. Once forgot to feed everyone since he was focused on mopping a 2 feet square. Anyways, check it out. Speaking about the movie, there was a movie called Destination, Imagination. This movie rocks. Anyways, back to the review. I love science. Without it we'd never have been able to comprehend what at one point were life's great mysteries, from Newton's theory of gravity to the splitting of the atom. Throughout history scientists have pushed the boundaries of human consciousness and experience, enabling us to learn more about this thing we call existence. For whatever questions we have, great or small, it is there to provide an answer. Coco is benevolent, helpful, funny, ditzy and unusually sarcastic despite the fact she only says one word. Coco has a palm tree for a head, a crooked red beak, a blue and white airplane body, and orange legs. Coco's creator, according to a golden trading card in the Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends Leapster game, is created by a girl who crashed on a desert island, which could explain her appearance of the palm tree head and airplane body. She was discovered by two scientists, named Douglas and Adam, called Nerds by Blue, when that story was told in Good Will Hunting. Since they found her alone with no one, it's never been stated or known what became of Coco's original creator. Although Coco has attempted to tell Douglas and Adam, they may have either unintentionally ignored her or not fully understood what she said when she spoke. It is shown in the end of Good Will Hunting that she acts as a motherly figure towards Douglas and Adam by wiping their faces. She is 4 feet tall. I love this show. I just wish they continued it, but it still is an awesome show. My mom also loves this show too. Her favorite character is Eduardo, and my favorite is Mac. I wish they can make more Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, like a spin-off about Mac and Frankie, and show Mac's mom's face. I wish that it's a little more popular. There's a lot of things I wished for, but that's okay. I liked it more than other movies and shows, but they're still one of my favorites. But there are some endings I don't like. Goodbye to Blue. Everyone knows it's Spendy. I only have a surprise for you, and especially Foster's Gone to Europe. I wish that they would remake endings for some episodes instead of blaming Blue or humiliating Mac and blaming Mac, and I wish there are more details really about Mac. Also, I wish that they would mention about Mac's dad sometimes. I love Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. It was a TV show that was on Cartoon Network and is related to Ben 10, Dexter's Laboratory, Teen Titans, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Hi Hi Puffy Yumi, Tom and Jerry, The Powerpuff Girls, Chowder, Ed, Ed and Eddie, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Evil Con Carne, Johnny Bravo, The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, Cow and Chicken, Uncle Grandpa, Johnny Test, Samurai Jack, Generator Rex, The Looney Tunes Show, My Gym Partner's a Monkey, OKKO, Let's Be Heroes, The Jetsons, The Flintstones, The Tom and Jerry Show, and Totally Spies. What's my verdict to this show? Well, I'm giving this show a 10 out of 10. This was honestly one of the best shows I've ever seen. It's hilarious, and I watch the episodes over and over again. I never get bored. I loved all the characters, like Blue, Eduardo, Wilt, Coco, Mac, etc. I used to have a bunch of imaginary friends, and this show really reminded me of them. Anyways, see you later for my next review.